Okay, so I wanted to make a video for Chabela Dreams comment. Are these open to the public? Would love to attend one. So the comment, it comes from a video that I posted where I was invited to attend a 21 divisions party for the Misteria, for the Loa, Gede Limbo Lacua, who is syncretized with the Catholic Saint Expedite, and the Gede are associated with the dead, right? They're the rulers of the dead. So to answer Chabella Dream's question, I wanted to make I answered her in the comments, but I kind of wanted to expand upon it and maybe use this to give a little more education to the public. Um, because the answer is very complex sometimes. So there are drummings in the various traditions in Santeria Lukumi, in 21 divisions, in Voodoo, in Umbanda, in Candomblé, right? But Candomblé is more in Brazil than the United States, I would say. I'm an initiate myself of Candomblé for 21 years, just to add some context and my outlook on the matter too. But I have friends that are from all these other traditions too, and I have attended their ceremonies and their parties by being invited, right? So, um, even the ones that are public per se, like let's say the Yamaya Festival at Far Rockaway, which happens every September, right? You still have to know what the protocols of the events are. Like in Santeria Lukumi, it is required for women to wear skirts, right? Long skirts. It is required for men to wear pants and not shorts. Certain colors are like I would say in most of the Afro diasporic religions, like the color black is not recommended to wear because you will get looked at. I remember I went to the Oshun festival years ago, like I want to say 2004, and there were blanquitos there that were invited by someone, and they wanted to pay their respects to Oshun, and they were kind of cute, like playing the flute for her and everything, but they were wearing all black, and I was just like, I wasn't even. I only had received some of my first initiations. I wasn't crowned yet, and I was like given the side eye, right? And I'm sure all the aunties and abuelas and grandmas and all the elders in the back, especially like the older women, were probably like given the side eye too, because you have to respect the protocols of the religions, right? There are certain ceremonies where wearing black or darker colors is allowed, but it will be specifically stated, right? Um, so again, and there's different ways to salute the deities, to salute the altars, to salute and again it varies from religion and tradition. But I do want to say this from personal experience over the decades that I have been involved in this. The best drummings and ceremonies I've attended are the ones that tend to be private or semi public for various reasons. Number one, not everyone comes because some people, even if they are, and I feel like Chabela Dreams here is part of the culture, and maybe she wants to reconnect with her roots. Even people that are initiated or even part of the culture, like some of them, they they left it, they did not leave their disrespectful attitude at the door, and they brought all their drama with them, right? Nobody wants that. Like years ago, in my hometown on Long Island, like there's a big Haitian community, and this one dude showed up to the fete. He was drunk as a skunk, and the Ugan was like, get out, like no, get out. Like and it wasn't like because sometimes at some other parties, like a little bit drinking is depending, and not in every religion, right? But some people don't know how to act, right? And he was being like causing a ruckus, and the Ogan was like, the priest was like, get out, right? Like, and yeah, he's the host. You now abiding by the rules, so get out, you go. But the ones that tend to be very like the community and the family that the party is centered around, where it's a little bit more intimate, I have found to be the best. That might not be your experience, people, but like that has been my experience, because when the orisha, when the misterio, when the guides in Umbanda are coming down, whatever the tradition is, when they are incorporating and their presence is felt on earth. It is something sacred. So sometimes they may have messages to give to people. Sometimes these messages are very private, right? Sometimes they'll pull you like, I got pulled aside on Sunday by the spirits, right? And like, you might not want like 50,000 people hearing your business, right? So that, that is something. But I tend to find like when the gathering is smaller and more intimate, like the flow is just better. In my honest to God opinion, the flow is just better. Also, like, again, like I said, I'm not making this video of judgment, because even myself as a priest initiated 21 years, like I went to a Brazilian Umbanda, and like, I went after work, because they had one in the evening, and because we're so used to being on our phones, I took my phone out for a second. The security guard came right up to me, is like, said to me in Portuguese and in English to make sure I understood. It was like, sir, could you put your phone away? Because, like when the mediums are doing their work in the conga, like your electromagnetic phone is disruptive, right? Perfect. That's the rules of the house. Like another friend asked me, like, oh, can you videotape their thing? I'm like, no, they do not allow that. And you saw, like, I made the video of that ceremony. Like I had stopped taking pictures and filming at a point because the host had explained to us when the divinities, when the mysterios are present, like they're not filmed, right? And again, that does vary from tradition to tradition. Like in Brazil, for example, people film things all the time, but then other things are taboo. But you have to know and respect those taboos and those protocols. So I know this video is kind of long-winded, and I don't mean it as like an attack, but I kind of wanted to use it as something educational for people to know. Like, whether you're invited, whether there's something is public or whatever, follow the protocols, right? You'll get a lot more out of it too, because it is supposed to be a spiritual experience and it is supposed to be enriching. All right? Everyone, have a blessed Tuesday. Tuesday is a day of Ogun in my religion, and I hope that he helps you to clear all your obstacles. Ashe, Ogum Nie Patakori.